My name is Mistress, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am launching my YouTube channel for the first time. I've thought about starting a YouTube channel a lot over the past decade of my life, but I never had the balls to do it. And part of me is grateful for that, because if the version of me a decade ago had started a YouTube channel, it would look very different than today. So there's a little bit of me that is a little grateful for that. But even though it's been something that's been on my mind for so long, I'm still scared. I'm intimidated. I have a lot of imposter syndrome popping up and a lot of things, but I'm doing it anyway because screw all of that. So I just felt called to finally do it, because I just wanted to create a space where I could continue to explore my spirituality and deepen my relationship with spirit and be able to share that with other people, because I know a lot of other people are going through similar things at different stages of their journey, whether you're just beginning or you've been doing this for years. It's nice to build community. It's nice to share that. And for a long time, I've had a fear of being seen. And it's scary to share your beliefs, because as soon as you start sharing them openly, you're opening yourself up to judgment and backlash. And that's scary. That's scary. But I'm tired of being scared. I'm tired of being intimidated by it. And I've just felt really inspired by a bunch of other creators. And I'm like, there is an audience for this. There is a community for this. And so many creators talk about how rewarding building that community has been for them. And I'm ready to share my own experiences and my own story and find that community for myself too. So here I am, putting myself out here. So a little bit about me. I am a tarot reader. I've been reading tarot for the past 7 years. And I just started reading professionally in the last year. And that's been pretty cool and pretty exciting. Let me tell you, I went into it kicking and screaming. I did not want to do it, but Spirit said, bitch, listen, you're gonna do this. And you know what? If you'll just do it, you'll like it. And it was right. I did my very first professional tarot reading about a year ago. I believe it was in March. Oh my God, it might have been a year ago. I have to look at the date, but it was very close to this date today, now that I'm thinking about it. My best friend owns a salon, and it was around this time last year that she had her grand opening. And she asked me if I would read tarot. And I said, And then I reconnected with a friend of mine, and she's also a tarot reader. And she was like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting back into doing readings. And I was like, do I have the opportunity for you? And I was ready to serve up my opportunity on a silver platter to someone else. And I did. But it just didn't work out. But don't worry, I found another one. Coincidentally, on Facebook, a reader that I and my best friend had both previously been to and liked was returning after taking a break from readings because she had a baby. And she was like, I'm going back to doing readings in markets and da-da-da. And I was like, do I have the opportunity for you? I just laugh, because how many of my own blessings have I passed up on because I was like, wow, this would be so great for someone else. Because I didn't feel ready. But anyway, so I got that connection up, and my best friend and this reader talked, and then the day of, I'm not sure what happened, but I get a call from my best friend while I'm getting ready at my apartment with my other best friend. We're having a fun girly time. We're putting flowers all over our faces and just taking our time, because we're not on a time limit. And got my sweat mustache happening. Anyway, so the day of, I get this call from my best friend, and she's like, well, I guess we don't have a tarot reader. Like, I haven't heard from them. I don't think they're going to show up. And I was like, I'll bring my cards. We'll be there within the hour, I guess. So I did bring my cards. I brought like 3 decks with me. And at this point, even though I'd been reading for so long, I mostly read for myself. And then I had been reading very consistently for the past year, like every single day, which I had never done before successfully. And I was reading for one of my best friends because we worked together, so we were in close proximity. And then I would read, like we would get bored because we're like, okay, yeah, we get the same messages about our lives because we hadn't taken any action on those messages. So it gets boring to read for yourself when Spirit's yelling the same thing at you over and over again. So we would read for random celebrities and whatever, just like to practice. And I was just doing it all the time. I was very immersed in my practice of tarot reading, but I hadn't read for strangers. Not really. I'd read for people I just recently met, but not like someone who just sat down in front of me and I don't know who they are, you know? So I, did a couple of readings for my friends to like warm up, and I was so nervous. And I found this little, so it's a hair salon. So there's these like trays, or like metal trays on a plastic thing with wheels, right? I found a little one of those. It didn't even roll because there was so much hair like up in the wheels. And that was my table that I read on. I just had a chair, 2 chairs, and this little tiny metal tray. And it was like barely enough room. I dropped so many cards that day. And I sat down and I did it. And one of my decks was a really beautiful deck that I was just still kind of getting used to using. I don't even think I have it over there. It's a mushroom deck, and I cannot remember the name of it, but it's beautiful. And I really like the descriptions. And so I was really relying heavily on the guidebook at first because I was like, and then I finally just got into flow and I fell in love. And I also made some money that day. Like, I did it for money. I took like $5 a reading or something, $10 a reading. And I learned a lot that first day. The first and biggest thing I learned was that I could do it. I can do this. This wasn't actually hard at all, and I loved it. And I loved connecting with people in that way. And I also learned an important lesson about cleansing and protection, because I didn't really do any of that, even though I'd been working with witchcraft for a while. Like, I was just really nervous, and none of that really occurred to me when reading for a bunch of people, that you're picking up a lot of energies and you need to be able to cleanse after each one. Didn't. Halfway through, I was like, I have to get up. My hands felt dirty, even though all I've been touching is my cards. They were not physically dirty, but they felt physically dirty because I just was, so much random energy was just clinging to me. So I had to go and physically wash my hands and take a moment because I was like, oh my God. And then I finished out the day and I was so tired at the end of it because I did not take care of myself in that moment. I didn't really know how though. So now, after this past year, I've learned a lot. I've learned how I like to cleanse, how I like to create a space to read in. Even if I'm just on a market that's outside on the street, like, I can still create a little energetic bubble space to invite my people in, my queerance into. So yeah, that's how we're here. Even though it doesn't seem super connected, I guess it probably does, since I'm going to be reading tarot. It's going to be my second video, is a reading for today. But that moment, that day, was what got me here. And my life has been a crazy roller coaster since then, which I will share one day. It's a lot. But all of that has made room for some really beautiful changes in my life, and I'm really excited about where my path is headed. And I'm excited to bring people with me on that, which I never thought I would say, or at least not say out loud and admit it, that I wanted to bring people on this path with me, that I was okay with being, that I wanted to be seen, because it was such a big fear, but deep down it was such a big want. My Black Moon Lilith, I found out, is in Leo. Found that out a few months ago, and I've been trying to work with that energy because that really resonated with me, learning about what that meant. And so anyway, here we are now. And I think 2025 is going to continue to be a really beautiful year in my life, and I'm just happy to bring people along and to read for you too. If you find yourself here, I believe that things happen for a reason, and that we come across videos and creators and people and events and things for a reason. And so I would consider you part of my collective that I'm reading for. So when I read, I'll set an intention that this reaches the right people, the people who need to hear it right now. And maybe that's you. So if you like what you see, if you like the vibes, I'm just a silly, goofy girl. Who am I? I'm a lot of things. I love to learn things. I like almost collecting like encyclopedic knowledge about things, just like so many random facts about stuff. And I am silly. I love to joke around. I don't take myself that seriously. I cuss like a sailor, so that's gonna have to be an adjustment because I know YouTube doesn't love that. But I'll get used to it, or I'll learn how to edit. Probably the latter. So anyway, I hope that if you're here, you want to stick around and follow along and subscribe, and that you enjoy it. You're just here for the vibes, here for the readings, whatever it may be. I don't even know at this point, like today, all of the content that I want to make and include. I have some ideas, but I know that I will allow this to grow and change and evolve however feels right. So, in a month, we may be making makeup tutorials. That's what a decade ago me would want to be doing. But we also may be doing channel messages or whatever. But I did just want to take a second to shout out some of the creators that have inspired me to finally do this and who I really love that are in this space. Alex Tarot on TikTok. Oh. I love her so much. And I particularly love, like, she does readings in a very no bullshit way that I like. That's how I like to receive readings, and that's how I try to give readings. I don't like to beat around the bush, and I don't like to super sugarcoat things. If there's a reason something's coming through, even though it's a hard truth, it's because you need to hear it. That's what I believe. And I think that would resonate with her as well. Spirit of Tally. I first saw him on TikTok, and I now follow him on YouTube as well. Tarot, Witch and Scythe. These are all like really wonderful and amazing creators that I've been following for a little while now that shown me that this space is here. It exists. There are people who want this, who want to see this content, and it's safe to open up myself so that I can share and people can find me. Because what I want to do with my career, with my purpose in life, is about helping people. And those people can't find me if I never shine my light out there. You know what I mean? Like a lighthouse. Like a lighthouse that never turns the light on does no help guiding ships home. So I'm turning the light on so that those people who are meant to find me can. And yeah, I'm just excited. So anyway, like I said, I hope that you will follow along, and I'm just excited to see what happens, to where this goes, where this takes me. The possibilities are endless. I'm not putting any limits or boxes on it. Maybe, I keep wanting to say maybe it'll go nowhere, but I don't want to say that because I don't want that to be true. This is going to take me somewhere one way or another. So there's a reason that I was led to do this. I do believe that. So it's going to take me somewhere. I just don't know where that is yet, but I'm excited to see. So hopefully you are too. And I will see you in our reading.